The evening air was cold and damp. Carly Beth struggled to zip her coat as she jogged toward the party store. The house next door had a glowing jack-o'-lantern in the front window. The house on the corner had paper skeletons strung across the front porch. The wind howled through the bare trees. The branches above her head shook and rattled like bony arms. What a creepy night, Carly Beth thought.
You can't scare me. Not with the basement of botany. Maybe a sentient dummy. Calling all creep.
Boo dudes.
It's your boys!
Hey, burp, 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 burp.
I just wanted more energy for this one.
Yeah,
because
I
this is
feel-
a big hitter. This is a heavy hitter. This is a big old dick of a book.
I'll tell you what, I'm excited.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
In the crotch region. I'm
Look.
ready to fuck this book in half.
Dave is really lubricated. We have a great book today. It's Haunted Mask. It is, I'm going to put my thumb on the scale here. It's my favorite book that I can recall reading.
I mean, best out of 11
Ever.
is still good.
You're not supposed to speak until we introduce you.
You don't exist!
No guest this week.
No guest this week.
He just has to sit here for 90 minutes.
You're canceled.
Book is Haunted Mask, guys. It's your co-host Matt here with my co-host Dave.
Yeah,
We're
what's up?
co-hosts.
We're co-hosts.
And today is very special because we have our good dear friend of a decade.
Just about.
Just about a decade.
Our friend and filmmaker, Isaac Leggett.
Good
But-
evening.
Isaac, welcome.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Thank you for being here.
I'm so honored to be
Also,
here.
part of your title is like media connoisseur, right?
Yeah.
Consummate media man.
Too much of my brain is consumed
Yeah.
with dumb, stupid fucking facts.
Perfect.
Yeah. But
Can you explain also, just to know that you're one of our friends, can you explain what's on your t-shirt right now?
what's on my t-shirt is a dahlia flower. No, it's
No.
it's a artistically rendered anus. It's a piece of merch from a movie that I produced and helped write that we shot last year. That's
Hell yeah.
kind of doing the festival thing right now. It's called Bubble Butt. Little Creek Productions.
Nice.
Watch out.
Yeah, so
Watch
that's
out
something
for
we'll
yourself.
plug that again at the
And-
end. But we just want to let you know this is pop culture, good friend, films, buttholes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of it. Yeah, exactly. And it's, and the themes of the movie, it's all about, sexual repression and stuff like that. So
Oh.
it's
A lot of Catholics?
yeah. No, more just small town America sexual repression.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still
Exciting.
religion fueled.
Oh, certainly. Just not necessarily
Catholicism.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Speaking of sexual repression, we're reading Goosebumps.
Right.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps all over.
So this is Haunted Mask. Do we... well, you know what? Isaac, tell us a little bit about yourself
Like in relationship to Goosebumps?
in relationship to Goosebumps. So, tell us,
So-
so we're all pals from college.
But you guys are a couple years older than me.
Right.
And I got my older brother, who's around your age, was super into Goosebumps when I was a kid. We had most of the books. It was Goosebumps, and he watched a lot of Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Nice.
And I was afraid of the dark.
Yeah.
And didn't watch or read either because they scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. That show is frightening.
Super scary.
Yeah.
And so I was not into those things. I read a couple Goosebumps books right as I was getting older, but then at that point when I was in the position to read something like that, there was other material out. And but when you guys were doing this, I kind of dove back into it because I was obsessed with all the covers. I never read
yeah.
the books. I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
obsessed with the covers. They were so
Shout out to our local New Jersey boy, Tim.
Yeah, Tim Jacobus is a New Jersey native who did
Really?
all the covers.
That's
yeah.
incredible.
good guy.
Yeah, I loved all the covers. The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena
Yeah.
was
Yep.
a great cover.
Yeah,
I loved
so-
that one. Scared the hell out of me.
Tim Jacobus, you can... he doesn't sponsor the show, but just a plug for him because he's great. I ordered a sketch of my wife's favorite art is Ghost Beach.
Yeah.
So for our first wedding anniversary, it's the paper anniversary. Do you know about these things?
I've heard
Yeah.
of them.
It's like I didn't know until she told me.
Yeah, there was a Fairly Odd Parents joke about
Yes,
styrofoam.
the styrofoam wedding. I was just gonna say that.
So
That show was great, by the way.
Amazing.
for the paper anniversary, she got me tickets to something, and I got her, you can just commission Tim Jacobus to make you a sketch. So I was like, can you just sketch Ghost Beach? So we have it hanging in there. And he gave me a little postcard too with his signature, and it's the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena.
That's amazing.
That's dope.
great.
That's so cool that
He's
he
a cool
kind of
guy.
has that like positive relationship with this.
For sure. And he was like, just email me. And I emailed him, and he shipped it like 2 days later. It was great.
Well, like we said in the original one too, he actually coached Pee Wee football with my uncle
Oh, whoa.
for that, and he did the art for their helmets and
Yeah.
everything. He's just like one of the sweetest, nicest guys. He does a
Small
lot
East
of
Coast.
the
Yeah.
chiller festivals, a lot of different horror art festivals. He's
Nice.
always there. Len Danovich, who did our art,
Yes.
who's going to be at ZapCon, we'll be
Great,
at. We
great
announced.
art.
Great
artist.
guy. He did a lot of cool Popeye covers, a lot of good things. But
love
he
Popeye
knows
art.
he did not. He's older than us, but he said like Goosebumps was for kids. He was never really into it.
Yeah.
But as an artist and in the horror art scene, he's well known
Yeah.
for what he did.
Yeah, I love the different covers of all the Goosebumps.
That's what
books.
really draws you in. It's the whole package, right? It's like this Helvetica font, this narrow,
the most basic thing
yeah,
imaginable.
font
Yeah.
combined with the like
Embossed.
the
Goosebumps.
embossed cover that you
Yeah.
can feel, and then just the art with the little tagline,
it
like
was
the
so
whole
spooky.
package.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the the ooze that it does, that
Yeah.
effect, the whole thing
That
works.
was a big part, as you guys have said, this is a lot about nostalgia. There's certainly a nostalgia for ooze and slime.
That is very 90s
Those,
because the
very,
turtles
very
and
90s.
what
The
else?
Turtles, the Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
the Power Rangers had a real goopiness
Right.
to it that
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
was
Putties.
Toxic
Yup.
Crusader.
Yup,
The
yup,
only-
there you
first
go.
New Jersey, first
Toxic
New Jersey
Avenger.
superhero, Toxic Avenger.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And so goopiness I feel like is a common thread throughout the 90s.
Yeah. Nice. Good folly work.
Yeah, it's clutch. Folly work, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're diving into the Haunted Mask
Yeah.
now.
Strapping them on.
So let's do it. So guys, welcome back to school.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
September of 1993.
Hell yeah. It's getting cooler.
It's getting cooler. So number one song on the airwaves was Dream Lover by Mariah Carey.
Ooh.
We were I was playing it before for Matt, and I was like, is this Mariah Carey? And I was like, how do you know automatically? And he's like, because she was like, and then it was just like,
Can we play a little bit? Oh, we'll probably get
no, we
sued.
can't. We're on Spotify. We'll get fucked.
God damn.
God damn it! She'll
it's a
turn us
jam,
into
though.
Christmas. She'll turn our heads into Christmas ornaments.
Mariah Carey had some bangers.
Yeah.
I,
she's got some.
Do you know this one?
I was 2. I don't know that song.
You've definitely heard it, though.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck your pussy.
Obsessively. Did you have to go and touch my balls?
All right, so that was that, and then number one movie, The Good Son, starring Macaulay
Aw.
Culkin.
Ah.
That's-
Wait, is that the one where he plays like the evil
The
kid?
little evil murderer
yeah,
kid.
just
Yep.
playing a psychopath where he doesn't he
Yup.
like doesn't he like kill Elijah Wood or
I never saw
that's
it.
the "don't fuck with me" line. Where
Yes.
it's like dead-eyed Macaulay Culkin standing over little baby kid Elijah Wood, and he's like, "Don't fuck with me."
Wow.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm beginning to think he's not a good son.
No, I don't think he's a very good son. Bad son. Yeah.
Well,
Missed
alternate
opportunity.
title.
More like bad son.
Yeah.
More like, gotcha. Wow, this is why we have you here, because you know film stuff.
Hot take. Hot take.
Yeah. Hot take. Bad kid.
Bad kid.
Okay, now let's do time and place again. September 5th, RoboCop got married to Shannon Heil.
Wait.
Wait, Peter Weller got married?
See, here's the thing. I was gonna say I know his name was there, but I always forget who he was. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna call him RoboCop."
That's fair. All
So
right.
RoboCop. What was his name again?
Peter
RoboCop.
Weller.
You're right. RoboCop got married to an actual human lady.
Wow.
Wow. Wonder how
September
that worked.
5th.
I bet she was. I can imagine being into that robot dick though.
Does he have a robot dick?
Oh,
It's just
he's gotta
smooth
have
down
a
there.
robot dick. No.
you
It
think there's something
folds out.
underneath?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like in the
Yeah.
shape of water. Like it like
Oh,
opens up.
sure.
And
Yeah.
pops
There's
out.
a process.
yeah, there's a process.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of gears and
Yeah, yeah.
He's like
cogs.
deploying dick. Deploying dick.
and the head of it has that same metal panel like the back of RoboCop's head.
It comes and it just shoots out steam. It's like, Psh, you have been sexualized.
Halt! I'm about to jizz.
That's not what you say?
That's what I say. It always works out.
All right, so this is a really big one too. September 10th. This is something that I know that you are newly founded and in love with, and it means a lot to me. X-Files debuted on September 5th of 1993.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love the X-Files.
Same. I'm only on season 6 though.
I have not seen enough of it.
Dude, it's incredible. I watched it on and off random episodes. I only really started watching it through. There was a girl I dated for a long time. I wanted a reason to talk to her, and I just started watching X-Files from the beginning on,
Yeah.
and I was obsessed with it.
It's really good.
It's
And
just
just kept your relationship together for another 6 months or so.
Well, no, actually, with the last night we lived together, we watched the final episode and finished the whole season.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you were done.
Then we were done, yeah.
yeah.
Huh.
How
There
weird
you
is
go.
that? Isn't that weird? But
That's
yeah,
kind of poetic.
There's a poetry to that.
Yeah.
there is. And then the poetry is that anything that Dana Scully does, now she's just like jerking off different vegetables on Instagram because she has
Sex Education.
Sex
on
Education.
Netflix.
Is there nothing on Netflix?
Right. She's also on American Gods, right? Or did
Oh,
she,
yeah.
Did she leave
Oh.
that because a bunch of
Oh, I
people
don't
jumped ship
know.
on that show?
That show, I was so excited, and then it just kind of fell flat. She
It's
was the
just-
best part of
Could
it.
just be called Creative Differences, the TV show.
Yeah,
just
but I
falling
mean,
apart.
if you make Scully David Bowie, I'm just like,
Yeah, it
talk
sounds
about
amazing.
sexual confusion. Damn it. And even the return of it was really good.
It's
X-Files, they had this incredible episode with Kumail Nanjiani, which is a modern. Usually, when they bring back a show, it's not going to be your favorite, but my favorite episode ever is
Is it
with
in the new
Kumail
season?
Nanjiani in the new
Whoa.
season, and it's great because it's like a monster and they're chasing it, and the best scene is they're both trying to like figure out Mulder's phone. Mulder has a cell phone, but because he's an old man now, he doesn't know how to do it.
Well, he had a
It's
cell phone
definitely
in the-
that's a unique story.
No, but like he has a
Yeah.
real one, and he's just like, do this, and he's like, how do I do this? And then Kumail in his great voice, he's like, hit preferences, and then they get scared by a monster, and they're like, ah, and you see the flash go off a bunch, and they run over to Scully, they're like, we got a photo, we finally did it, we got a photo, and they look, and the camera was facing forward.
Oh my god!
So they just got
this is like
so
this,
exciting.
Yeah, this sounds like the worst thing I've ever seen.
It's a picture. No, but
Are
it's
you
a picture
kidding me?
of David.
Like,
It's a picture of David
No.
Duchovny and Kumail Nanjiani screaming.
and then it ends with him Snapchatting. I'm too old for this shit.
No,
Like,
that's just one point of the episode, and then it goes through
Mercy.
about like it's like about a changeling kind of thing, about like a growing. And there's this there's this great Scully sex scene in it. It's where she shows up at a store, and this guy's like, "This is how it happened," and it's him explaining it. But he like explains it like she's super into him and her like
Yeah.
tits are out. It's,
Oh, yeah.
So the thing that I love about X-Files is
I
that
think I hate everything you just described.
this is why
I
X-Files
fucking hate
this is why
that.
X-Files is the best show, because there is a plot that follows it all the way through. But something I think was more popular in the 90s is
Goosebumps.
they did a Monster of the
Yeah,
Week.
kind of.
Yes, no, and Monster
There
of the
are
Week is
so
always
many
better.
Monster of the Week, and they could change the tone of Goosebumps, of X-Files at any point.
Yeah.
Like there is The Great Mutado, which is another one of my favorite episodes. The Fluke Man, which is another one of my great episodes from New Jersey.
What's that famous X-Files episode that's about the fact that it's like they go through the whole thing and at the end they realize that it's like it wasn't monsters. It was just a bunch of like inbred, shitty people.
Oh,
just
that's
like
the
Appalachian,
Halloween.
disgusting
Yes.
people, and it's like we're not even. It's like the twist is it wasn't a monster.
So
Yeah,
that was the
it's not
episode that
always.
was it's called Home. I think it's called Home.
Oh, it's like
It's a Halloween episode, and it was actually pulled off the air after the first time they aired it.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it-
like The
don't-
Hills Have Eyes.
I'm
and there's-
assuming.
Yeah,
I believe there's something about like everybody like fucking their mother who has no
Yeah.
legs or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
she
she's,
is like,
like, under the
built
bed.
into the walls pretty
Yeah.
much of the
Yeah.
place. And
Yeah, no, that's what I want to watch.
There's-
Just
I
only
mean-
that. I want to watch Wrong Turn over and over.
they have it. No, but that's why X-Files is
Hills
so
Have
good,
Eyes.
because there's this awesome continued conspiracy plot that runs
Yeah.
through, and it's huge. But then every now and then you'll get like a Scooby-Doo episode. And they have episodes like the one recent that I love that's hilarious and funny and has these great moments. But then there's one that's all black and white, and it's based off of comic books and old horror movies.
Yeah.
And it has like great soundtrack. There's some that are based off like video games, and they just like bring it into a current thing where you can tell a different story and have different writers. So it isn't completely serious and take itself serious all the
Yeah.
time,
Well,
and it's fun.
And that's the thing that like Doctor Who has going for it, which I'm
Yeah.
not like a big Doctor Who
I
fan,
am
but
not
the
either,
fact that they
but-
can go from like super campy sci-fi to legitimately scary shit, it's
Yeah.
like it's to be able to create a world in which you can live in all those different things. That's a success. That's really cool.
That's
good
why
storytelling.
X-Files is so great.
It
Like,
is.
yeah, it is great, and I think most of the episodes are Monster of the Week,
they are.
and then
What Supernatural had going for it at first as well.
yeah, that show, Jesus,
Yeah,
it would get
5
too
seasons
heavy.
that were great.
yeah,
And
I
then-
did like
and
it.
now
for a
they're
while.
in season 14
It's
or something.
insane. Yeah,
Well, speaking of shows that have been great forever, in building a sci-fi universe, only 6 days later, Frasier premiered.
Well, I feel those fingers calling, I'm saddling and scrambled eggs. Oh yeah, baby.
Are we gonna start doing Frasier impressions?
Yeah, I am.
Last episode was all Ray Romano.
Yeah.
This is all. I just know there's that one guy who's like, Frasier, do you happen to know
Yeah.
what's happening with my balls? And then he'll be like, indubitably, man. Then September 18th, when I find hockey stuff, because I'm a hockey boy, the Ducks played their first preseason game of their first season against the Penguins, which I think is cute that they made the Ducks play the Penguins.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
All right. So now some stuff about the book. It was featured on the USA Today's top 150 best-selling books for 43 weeks
Wow.
in a row. In 2001, it was listed as the 249th best-selling children's book. And at that point, it sold 1.42 million.
Jesus.
Wow.
This is R.L. Stein's favorite book he's ever written. Out of all of them, this is his favorite. And he still says, even after
that
both
ending?
movies... What?
Nothing.
Oh no.
Get ready.
You can't weigh in yet.
You can't yet. But this is the best book he thinks he's ever written. And even after both movies being made, his dream was a Haunted Mask movie.
Yeah.
That's
Like a
probably
feature
why.
film?
Yes, a feature film based around this universe and growing it, but based in the Haunted Mask.
Right.
Well, then I think that should be our objective, boys.
I would love to do that.
I mean, have you seen the episode? It is
I
a movie.
haven't.
It came out on a VHS. Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
The European book has a different ending. I don't want to go to the ending, but in the end,
Is it
it is
a-
solved by a magic potion,
Okay.
which I don't even
I-
know how that works.
You know what? Not sure how this one works either, so I'm open to it.
Early on, we're going to talk about how Carly Beth was given a duck costume, and she was very let down by it when she wanted to be something scary for Halloween. This was actually a true story, something that actually happened to R.L. Stein growing up.
Oh.
He was given a duck
He was
costume?
gifted a duck costume that he did not want.
Mine was a bumblebee.
Oh,
As a child, I was forced to go trick-or-treating as a bumblebee, and I just cried the whole time saying, I don't want to be a bee.
yeah, it's
Just-
tough
it
to be a
was
bee
miserable.
at 17 years old.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say. Yeah, were you 17?
My mother just dragging me house to house.
Look what I made. Look at my bee. So we should hop into that plot.
Sure.
Characters, plot.
Yeah.
So this, I mean, I'll give it to you. We'll say this book's about a main character, Cardi B.
Yeah.
Full name is Carly Beth Jepsen.
No, it's Carly Rae Jepsen.
Oh yeah, this is your turn to make a pop culture reference. Dinner.
I don't know. She, sucks.
Sure.
But she's a middle schooler, and
Yeah.
her friends suck. So
Her
I
friends
don't trust
suck
her.
worse.
Her friends are.
They give her a
awful.
complex.
Yeah, they do. It's weird. I don't know about you. I never really had the person in middle school who was the one who was scared all the time.
Right.
That's not a stereotype that I am familiar
No.
with, but he establishes it here.
Well, you could
Rather
say
convincingly.
if we're going to give him credit, which we always
Try to.
Yeah, we err on the side of we champion
Sure.
RL.
Also, again, books for 3rd and 4th graders.
Yeah, agreed.
so-
Yeah.
I mean, in middle school, plenty of kids around me, and probably myself included, were called pussies all the time. It is analogous to being scared of everything.
Were you always gushing and having your period?
Yeah, I mean, I was
He's just squeaking along the floor.
I was pink and cavernous. That's probably why.
Cavernous. But yeah, so she kind of sucks, but I think the thing that I like the most about her character is that since she's defined by being scared, basically her whole story is just that she just wants to go scare those two assholes.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing she wants.
She's like the John Wick of the Goosebumps universe.
Exactly.
This is R.L. Stein's
prime.
Korean revenge film.
Yes.
This is Old Boy.
Old Boy, John Wick, any of them. This is it.
Yeah.
She is finding these motherfuckers. Yeah, Chuck and Steve.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
So real pieces of shit.
Do you want to start off on the plot? Do you have plot notes or?
I mainly have notes about the things I read. I don't have the exact plot beat it out.
Do you want me to
I
beat
never
it?
do, so
How
let's
about this?
just go through
Yeah.
You beat it out.
I'll beat it out.
Yeah.
And okay, so we learn about Cardi B, CB Caldwell, scared of life. She looks like a baby apparently, and
a weird way to describe her.
she is at lunch at school, and there's a bunch of D-bags, and they feed her a sandwich because she's still hungry.
Yeah. This is so truly fucked. And it's fucked on multiple levels, right? Because it's on the one hand, so they established Cardi B. I can't say her real name.
Cardi B, the
Yeah.
whole thing now.
They established Cardi B and sort of what she's about, that she is timid and whatever. And then one of these guys, is it Chuck or Steve?
It could be either
it's
one.
Chuck
They're
and
both
Steve.
fucking
Yeah.
That's
suck.
one word.
Yeah, it's fucking Brock.
They're like
Yeah.
tougher Bulk and Skull.
Yeah.
Bulk and Skull would just fall into your cake. These guys will make you eat worms.
Yeah, like, so one of them offers, like, hey, I got this sandwich, it's turkey, but my mom didn't put mayo on it, and I only eat shit with mayo on it.
Yeah, I need to
So-
lubricate my throat.
Yeah. So do you want it? And she was like, wow, thank you so much. She eats it. Yeah, there's fucking worms on it.
Worms in it.
On top of that, they then say, like, she's like, oh shit, there's worms in this. And they're like, they're not real
Right.
worms.
Yeah, they're not, and then they're like, no, they're real.
But
100%
fuck?
real worms. You
Yeah.
ate real fucking worms.
we used to do a thing here on the show where we would break off and do a little game. I got one.
Yes.
Okay.
We're doing this. This is my defense of Carly Beth.
Of Carly Beth. Okay, I thought you were about to defend Chuck and Steve.
No. So they call her, she's the scaredy cat who's afraid of everything.
Yeah.
I listed everything that they defined that was scary to her in this book and things that startled her. And I told everyone to list things that you were afraid of.
Yeah.
And we're going to see how we stack up to Carly Beth.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So everybody, we're going to go around. I'm going to say the one thing that Carly Beth is afraid of according to her list, and then we say what we are.
Okay.
So mine are not in any order. I just wrote stuff down.
I put mine in an order.
All right. So number one thing she listed as being afraid of, witches.
Should I go?
Yeah.
Death.
Okay.
Breaking teeth.
Ooh. I wrote octopi.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't like them.
Sure.
2, ghosts.
Spiders.
Mustard.
Oh, you
yeah,
do
no,
hate
that-
mustard.
My number 2 is herpes.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, that's good.
Is that on any of your lists?
No.
The other thing, we're going to add them onto our list. If breaking teeth, I'm adding to my list.
Breaking teeth's good.
Breaking teeth
See-
freaks me the fuck out.
Wait, what was hers again? What was number 2 for hers?
Ghosts.
Okay, so all of ours have been real so far.
Yeah. But
I'm sorry,
she's a kid.
what are ghosts?
Well, I do think ghosts are real, but I mean, it's
Matthew.
and yeah, witches are real too. Never mind.
All right.
Go on.
Number 3, snakes. Is anyone here afraid of snakes?
I have snakes as my number 6.
Okay.
I don't have snakes on here. I'm okay. I mean, I don't want to be.
Snakes.
I don't want to own a snake, but
in
I'm
a
fine
pit
if
of
I see one.
snakes, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, number 3.
Number 3.
Closed spaces.
Okay.
Wasps?
Okay.
good
yeah.
one.
Creepy dolls.
Oh yeah.
And not even like if there's a doll and I see it, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But like we had to sit together and watch Child's Play because it's
Yeah.
fucked with me my entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I'm watching a movie, creepy doll movies scare me
Stuff.
more than anything.
Yeah.
But like I have creepy dolls and I have that fucking Oh
Slappy.
yeah, the Slappy that my brother got me has lived in the trunk since we played with
Yeah,
it.
we keep
I
it
don't want to
there.
bring it into my house. It's freak me out.
That's fair.
All right. 4, bugs.
This
I said wasps. That counts. That's a bug.
Yeah.
yeah. This is in tandem with closed spaces. I wrote being buried alive.
Okay.
Dakota Fanning.
Wait, explain.
I
Oh, no, you can't. You're paralyzed
I
of
think
fear.
she's kind of ghoulish.
She is.
sorry, that
She
was
grew up to be
terrible.
very scary. She's very
Yeah.
pale and translucent.
Yeah, no, even throughout childhood. Childhood Dakota Fanning, adult Dakota
What about
Fanning. She
Elle
freaks me out.
Fanning?
She actually has an elegance that I can admire. I liked her. I liked her a lot in Super 8.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Dakota Fanning.
Dakota Fanning. fair.
Okay, my 4th is open water.
Sure. Yeah. The ocean is
just
scary.
being out in open water.
I'm gonna write
Fuck
ocean.
that.
That's actually not one for me. I'm cool with that.
So if you were just chilling in open water, so I think
I don't think I listed as my top fears. No.
I think I read way too much H.P. Lovecraft in high school. I got
Yeah.
octopi and open water on
It's
here.
H.P. Lovecraft for me is more of on like the metaphysical cosmic scale of just the unknown, which is my number 8.
Oh, true. 5, loud noises. I put this in because anytime someone goes like blah and scares
Sure,
her, but I
yeah.
think this one's bullshit because that's reasonable.
That's just a
stimuli.
physical. It's stimulus.
Yeah, it's
that's
an
reaction to
automatic
stimulus.
reaction.
She doesn't like loud noises.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
So let's cut that one out. That
Yeah,
one's not
so,
there.
So what's her next one?
Dark rooms.
The dark. Yeah, I have the dark. I
I
have that with the unknown.
wrote demons for number 5.
All right.
Alligators.
They're scary.
Yeah.
They're terrifying. They're
They'll fuck
prehistoric killing machines.
Family or friends dying.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of me dying because we're good.
You won't be here.
Yeah,
We're done.
What do
Yeah.
you know?
Okay, and then she got a hand on her shoulder. So being surprised,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
which
Being
I
wet.
feel like doesn't count. So we'll
if
get that
loud
one.
noises don't count, then I don't
Yeah,
think
it's
that
the
counts.
same.
She doesn't like lifelike statues.
Okay.
I respect that.
Yeah.
It's
They
weird.
don't particularly freak me out, but I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
All right,
great.
so what is yours for the next one?
Being hospital bound, like just being there for an interminable amount of time.
That's actually my next one.
That's
Okay.
that's
I wrote terminal illness. If I'm gonna die, I want to be shot in the fucking head or exploded.
Yeah.
I don't want to have like cancer slowly and make everybody else suffer through it.
Yeah, I was in the hospital for 5 days for my heart once, and it was like it might have as well have been 3 months.
Yeah.
It was like
So what's your next one?
I had already said snakes. Aliens.
Oh yeah, aliens are scary.
Both the film and the idea of
Oh.
aliens.
Aliens is one of my favorite.
They're terrifying.
yeah,
Yeah.
The film, I agree.
The movie Alien and plural aliens $.
Costumes. I'm gonna say costume because she was scared shitless of the duck costume.
She was scared of it.
In the book, yeah.
When her brother jumped out.
Oh, sure, yeah,
So and she was like, "Oh my god, it came to
Also,
life."
that kid's a little fuck too.
Yeah, he
yeah,
is a
he
fuck.
sucks.
I wrote divorce/failure.
Yeah,
Well, that's, you don't have to lump divorce in with failure.
It's true, but I mean like moving forward and then moving back in my life. That's what I mean.
Fair.
my next one was chopping my own dick off.
Fair.
Fair.
I can't not. Like
Yeah, I'm
that.
gonna add. What's the mangled dick?
Like I'm afraid I'm gonna sleepwalk, chop it off, or
Sleep
if I
chop.
owned, I'm not opposed to owning a gun, but I'm afraid that I would like load it at night and like blow my own dick off.
Interesting.
Oh, there's a good joke I learned. A dad joke. I'll tell yours first.
No, let's go with the dick joke.
Man comes home to his wife and he's like, She's like, how's work? He works at the hot dog factory. He says, I just really want to stick my dick in the hot dog cutter. And she's like, oh my god, that's serious. And he's like, yeah. He's like, we'll see. I think you should see some help. So he goes, tells the guy, he's like, I want to see put my dick in the hot dog cutter. And he's like, why do you feel this way? And he's like, I don't know. I think it's sexual. It's whatever. And they're like, okay. And then it goes like a month later, and they're like, talks to his wife, like, you thinking anything? He's like, I still want to stick my dick in the hot dog cutter. And she's like, well, do you think you'll get hurt? He's like, no, I don't think so. She's like, then go do it, get it out of your system, and you should be okay. He goes, okay. Comes home with a black eye. Says, what happened? Did you stick your dick in the hot dog cutter? He said, yeah, and her husband didn't like it.
Okay,
Good joke.
yeah.
The dark, the unknown.
The dark, okay.
Yeah.
I said, oh yeah, the teeth thing.
Teeth.
Teeth thing. I went back to that. Tarantulas. She doesn't like spiders, I guess.
Constant diarrhea.
Oh yeah.
That can't really be a fear for me,
I kinda
considering
like
how
diarrhea.
often I experience it.
Yeah, but sometimes I feel like I just get everything out and I feel better after.
It's more like a social thing because I'm at work.
Oh, like IBS.
Yeah, so like
Okay.
Yeah, which will lead into mine, fear pooping in public.
right, that's really my
Pooping
yeah.
in public.
Yeah, it's horrendous.
100%.
People could see my shoes, identify me.
Yeah.
I used to be afraid of that. I broke it. Now,
Yeah.
I need a job. I got
I'll
it.
never forget there was a time Matt and I lived together my freshman year of college. He was my RA, and we had a suite mate who one time Matt was sitting there was 2 stalls in our bathroom, and Matt was sitting in one of the stalls, and our suite mate walked into the bathroom, sat down in the other stall, and the whole room was quiet, and then he just goes, hey, you want to race? And Matt just got up and left the room.
That's a great story.
Who was that?
Zeton.
Okay, yeah,
Oh man.
that's right.
And then her final one: old haunted houses. I had mangled dick, thanks to you.
Yeah, haunted houses is fair. I have permanent cold sores.
So like herpes, like on
Yeah.
mine. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there you
Herpes.
go.
I'm afraid of herpes. Scares the shit out of me. I've
yeah.
seen so many episodes of shows that are like, not a big deal. And I'm like, fuck you, dude. You're just
Yeah.
trying to trick me into herpes.
Yeah.
That's my fear. Being tricked into herpes is my last
Those
fear.
episodes of like, what is it, like Kevin ruins everything? I don't know the guy's name.
Adam
Fuck it.
ruins everything. Adam
He
Conover.
probably has herpes and he's trying to trick everyone else into having it. I don't trust him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
So yeah, being tricked into having herpes.
That's the rest of her fears.
So she's a rather reasonable person, is what we're saying.
What I'm saying is that she's not a scaredy cat. She's just bullied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really badly.
Well, that's like there's a I think a Pete Holmes bit that's about how it's like how people get shit for being gullible. And it's like, wait, I trusted you. I'm like, why is it that you lied to me and I'm the asshole? Like,
Right.
and that's how this girl is. She's just getting ridiculed for being jumpy.
I also want to add, I'm afraid of having a colostomy bag.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That is scary.
A lot of poop stuff, I guess.
I'm terrified of the idea of my intestines prolapsing.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
horrifying.
Jesus.
A lot of not being afraid of death really is
Yeah.
pretty cool because if any of this stuff happens, I'd be like, well, I could always just like I might just die from it, and that
Yeah.
might be
Yeah.
better.
Oh
yeah,
there's
yeah.
a lot of things that's
Yeah, because I
Certainly
don't
better.
think I believe in an afterlife. So like if I
No.
die, I'm not gonna be
Right.
bummed
You just
about
pull the
it.
plug.
Yeah, like that's why I'm not afraid of flying,
yeah.
Right.
like at all.
They have a scary 3 minutes and then.
The scariest thing about flying is that if I get castawayed.
Oh, yeah. You have to make a Wilson.
Honestly, the scariest thing about fucking being in a plane crash would just be the motion sickness I would have leading up to the death.
Right.
I'd be like, oh, thank God I'm about to die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
Because
God
I'm
my-
going to throw up.
Yeah.
I am wearing a bib of vomit.
Yeah.
Can't wait for my head to be ripped clean off by impact.
Please just
Yeah.
get it the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we get. She goes home, and her mom, who's really into the wrestler Al Snow, shows her the head that she made of her,
Yeah.
which is made of plaster of Paris. Which I
Plaster
always call
of
it
Paris.
plaster of Paris. I always call it plaster Paris. I
Yeah.
never heard plaster of Paris,
Yeah, plaster of Paris is the
which I had to
actual term.
Google,
Yeah.
and it was right. But
It was right.
like
Can-
the what?
Can we talk about how her mother is an absolute sweetheart?
Yes, I wrote that down.
She's like,
Yeah.
I just loved you so much, I made your face out of
Right.
paper mache.
Yeah.
Or not paper mache, but, you know,
plaster
gauze-
of Paris.
gauze bandages dipped in Elmer's glue.
Yeah. It's sweet. It's weird.
It's weird, but she's a weird sweetheart.
Yeah. She's sort of an incidental character. She's not really present.
Sure.
But she's nice. Yeah, she's very sweet to Carly Beth.
She's very sweet to Carly Beth, not to her husband. I
Yeah.
have an opinion on that.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I don't like that he finally called the head plaster in like the final chapter, but it was plaster of Paris the entire
Yeah.
time. I'm like,
Well-
why are we shorthanding this only at the end?
Yeah. Well, he
This
does
is
something
awkward.
cool in the middle when he references the head when she's sort of going through a transformation. He references that head as her head. He
Yeah.
says
Yes.
Carly Beth's head,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool.
Right, that part is nice. I'll get to the end later.
Yeah.
So
We're
yeah, the
jumping the
head,
gun.
by the way, looks exactly like
Yeah, she does a
Cardi
good
B.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, mom's a talented artist. I'm
Yeah.
impressed.
It's great. So she said, "Hey, remember that time you saw that duck costume?" And you were like, "Oh, ducks are neat. I made you a fucking duck costume. It's
Yeah.
up in your room.
Because
Go put it
I'm
on."
a fucking sweetheart.
Yeah.
Because I love my daughter so much that I made her the costume she wanted.
Not only that, her brother changed his mind with what was his fucking name?
Noah.
Is it Noah? I feel like there's so many brothers named Noah in these.
Yeah.
But yeah, Noah changed his mind. He's like, "Nah, I want to be a cockroach." And she's like, she was running around going crazy the day
yeah.
of to make
Yeah.
a cockroach costume.
Because she's a fucking sweetheart. She's a good mom.
She's very creative too.
very
Apparently,
creative
a lot of
mom.
creative endeavors.
Maybe she just reminds me of my mother.
Yeah. And your mom is a sweet lady.
Yeah.
You're the Cardi B.
I am the Cardi B.
Oh.
So
The twist.
the brother puts on her duck costume and doesn't really scare her more than just beats the
Surprising.
shit out of her.
Yeah.
It's like holding her head down and like just pushing her against the wall. She's like, "Please stop."
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that whole sequence is kind of insane, but it's
Yeah.
also wonderful. Because it's like,
is.
it's, I don't know, it's clear. I think you guys have said this in your podcast, is just that, like, he's so committed to the fact that he's like, this is a horror book. So even the parts that aren't a horror story, I'm just going to write them as if it's the scariest shit in the world, even if
Yeah.
it immediately isn't scary, the next paragraph.
Yeah, he resolves it quickly.
Right, exactly. And so, but I kind of like that because it's just like, you don't know which of the jumps are going to be totally arbitrary, and you don't know which ones are the ones that are actually the point of the story.
Yeah, we talked a couple episodes ago, Camp Nightmare. There's a lot of jump scares in that one, but then there's one where he just commits. He's like, no, this kid's friend was torn to shreds.
And
This
he's
kid has
traumatized.
PTSD now. Like, you think this is going to be a false scare, but he just doubles down. And,
Yeah, and
once in a while, he'll surprise you.
I think that's usually the way that ends up being the best ones.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Imagine if in this one, like, the duck beats the shit out of her and runs out the house, and her mom was like, "What was that?" It's like,
Yeah.
it was just a giant duck. The
Yeah.
fuck? Let's get on with the
And
story.
that's what this is about.
Yeah.
Duck blood.
So then she goes, hangs out with Sabrina, her best bro,
Mm-hmm.
who is like, he describes her as like a grown-up, sexy woman, but a kid.
Yep.
Yeah.
Weird.
Weird
I think
description.
weird is the word.
So they're like working real hard on making their like science fair project, which is just like
This is the model.
our galaxy.
Yeah, the model of the solar system.
But it's a
Yeah,
solar
yeah.
system, but like it's just ping pong balls that they painted.
Right.
And it's so shitty because they show up and like, this kid built his own computer. This other person built like a robotic arm that can do things. And I
Yeah.
was like, and you have painted ping pong balls?
Yep.
That's not even to scale. You guys fucking suck.
I know. Well, she's too obsessed with her revenge on Chuck and Steve.
she is narrow-minded.
Yeah, very preoccupied.
Well, they play another prank on
Thinking
her too
on
here.
back.
She's up on stage and they say, "Oh no, someone's tarantula's loose." And she's like,
yeah.
"Oh no,
And then
I'm
he's-
really afraid of tarantulas."
Yeah, because well, they're scary, they're icky, and they're creepy crawly.
It's a legit fear.
It's a totally reasonable
Yeah.
fear. The idea
It's
of a
reasonable.
large hairy spider crawling on you.
Yeah,
it's,
it's fair.
yeah, that's
Very fair.
survival
So she
instinct.
reacts to it.
Yeah, but like I see tarantulas like I see knives. Like if I'll use a knife, I'll have a knife, whatever. But when one's sticking out of my ribs,
Yeah,
I'm like, oh,
yeah.
I hate this
If
knife.
if I don't want one on my body,
Yeah.
I'm going to be afraid of it.
And then when she rightly reacts, as a scared person, everyone makes fun of her and laughs at her and ridicules her, including Sabrina.
Yeah, because she
Yeah.
is a little bitch, and all of her friends want her to know
Yeah.
how much of a little bitch she
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
They're like, "You're
Yeah.
the fucking worst."
When really they should, if you want to bully her, insult her on her terrible science fair project.
Yeah, call her stupid.
Yeah.
That might be more reasonable.
All right, so yeah, Steve pinches her, and then she fucks up everything on the stage. She knocks over everyone's project and runs away.
Yep.
This is where the plot for revenge starts. She wants to be scary for Halloween.
Yes, the seeds have been sown.
She wants revenge.
That's it.
But the revenge is very childlike because this is a children's book where she wants to scare them so much that they run away. But in reality, we know that she wants them to make in their pants.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. And it's a weird obsession that she has to the point that also I think it's fascinating because you're right. Her relationship with whatever her shitty girlfriend's name is, Sabrina,
Teenage bitch.
That's not they do not have a good relationship. Sabrina laughs in her face.
Sabrina's
all this.
not
Yeah.
nice.
No, Sabrina's not nice, but then she is also not nice to Sabrina. Like she just like abandons Sabrina while they're
Trick-or-treating.
trick-or-treating.
But she's also being possessed at that point.
Oh yeah, I guess
But the
that's
thing
true.
too, we have to realize is that this is her group of friends. There are other kids in the school, but Sabrina's like, yeah, my 3 friends, Cardi B, Chuck and Urkel, whatever the fuck,
Steve.
Chuck and Steve, yeah.
Though, but I guess the other argument for it, which is I think is a thing that whether you realize it or not is a theme of this entire podcast, is that middle schoolers are awful.
True. And
And I think that at some point you would think that RL is just describing shitty characters, and you're like, why does he make these people so intolerable? And then you realize that, like, when was the last time you were around a tolerable middle schooler?
yeah.
As somebody who works in a school that's preschool to 8th grade, can't confirm.
Yeah. I was the worst when I was that age. I was the absolute
Yeah.
worst.
I was
that age.
constantly. I mean, everybody's searching for their identity, mostly.
Well, I'm a different type of worst now.
Yeah.
But I was definitely searching for my identity. Carly Beth has a complex, but I wrote that this is familiar, and I wrote public school is social hell. On
Public
page
school is the worst.
on page 9, It says, word had spread all over school that Carly Beth Caldwell had eaten a worm at lunch. Carly Beth, the scaredy cat. Carly Beth, who was frightened of her own shadow. Carly Beth, who was so easy to trick. And she said, how could they do that to me? They're supposed to be my friends. Why do they think it's so funny to scare me? These are all fair
And
questions.
that's like devastating shit that we have like all experienced in our time in middle school. Like when you're convinced that people don't like you. I dropped my book. When you're like convinced people don't like you, or that you have something stupid that you get, you know, I mean, like everyone knew that kid who like pissed their pants in 3rd grade, and people still talked about it in 10th grade.
This is different because if you pissed your pants, that's all you. If I like walked up to you, Matt, and like shoved a rat down your pants and slapped you in the face, people wouldn't be like, Matt, what a fucking idiot.
Yeah, it's they'd be like, did you guys
feel
just
bad
see
for her.
what the hell Dave just did?
Although in middle school, they might say, Matt, what a fucking idiot.
They kind of would, depending on how popular Chuck and Urkel were.
Yeah.
I'm leaning into Chuck and Urkel. I like it.
I like
Chuck
it,
and Steve.
Fuck
So she decides to go and buy a mask at the new party shop.
Yes.
She goes, jump scare, not a jump scare, but like suspense ending. It's closed.
Which also happens later in the book. Another cliffhanger of she reached the mask store and it was closed.
But the thing
is, the same building.
But the problem of it is that it's the same building, but like this point, she's getting there and it's like, I don't know, what is it, like 7 o'clock on Halloween? Being like, oh fuck, it's closed. Reasonable.
Yeah.
But then him being like, dude, I'm closed. But then showing, even if she wasn't there
Showing up
before,
later.
she shows up, it says it's like around midnight.
And it's like, damn, it was closed.
Yeah, but it was already closed before,
It was-
and it's not like a fucking like 7-Eleven.
I have that note written down of it was already closed.
It's a Wawa. He doesn't live there. He doesn't sleep in a little mat under his gorilla mask he's obsessed with.
I mean, he might live there, right? Because he's like a weird scientist that
spooky
wears
little
a cape.
scientist who has a basement lab.
Yeah.
I don't know.
turns out his cape was a sleeping bag.
Yeah, the dude that black cape is pretty dope.
It is.
I think it is.
It's pretty dope.
So speaking of which, we get into the place. She's like, "Oh no, it's closed," and then like opens the door, and he's like, "Yes, ooh, I'm spooky. Look at my mask."
Yeah. And he rushes her to an absurd extent.
Yes,
I get that it's closed.
No, we all work retail.
Yeah, but it's like immediate. He's like the reason why is because there's a line where he's like, young lady, take a look around. Whatever you need, check everything out.
Hurry the fuck
Let me
up."
know. And then literally the next line is like, I'm really gonna need you to make your choice.
Yeah.
And it's like 2 seconds have passed
I worked
in the
retail.
logic of the book.
We used to have a voiceover thing. I worked at KB Toys for one summer.
Wow.
It was the worst job ever. I met
I
the
can
owner.
imagine.
I met the owner. He
You
showed
met
up.
KB?
I met Mr. Toys, and he was literally wearing like a white suit, like a Colonel Sanders-esque suit, and he showed up and he started calling my coworkers racial slurs.
Whoa.
And they went and talked
Were
to
they-
our
were they,
district manager.
Corresponding racial slurs to the race that the coworkers
Yes, they were.
Oh, wow, that's even worse.
And he insulted this one Hispanic woman for being pregnant. And they went
That's
and
a double whammy.
they
Yeah.
complained to our district manager, and they're like, "He owns the company. We can't do anything."
That's KB.
This was like when Mr. KB was going to the highest grossing stores and figuring out why they weren't making as much money. He wanted to see in person what was going wrong with his company, and he did this. And then they went out of business like 2 years later. But he showed up, and that was the day where it's the only time I've ever been cool, where they were like, "Hey, so if you want to have a job here, if you want to continue to have a job, you need to stand here and prove to us that you still want to be here. So we're going to go around," and then someone was like leaning on a shelf. They're like, "See, you're leaning. How am I going to know that when I leave you're not leaning anymore?" And I was just like, I'm done. Like, if I leave right now, will I get paid all the overtime for this week? They're like, yeah, you will. And I'm like,
Bye.
It's been good, guys. See ya.
Yeah.
And I just literally was like, peace.
Nothing quite like quitting a job.
Oh, it's
Nice
awesome. It
feeling.
felt so good.
In the mask scene of you're saying all of these insane, he's like, you need to hurry up, you need to hurry up. Her going through making the choices of what are the scary masks. There's so many masks.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, like, we got to the point, I have a note of literally just page 30, bloody pig snout, not good enough. Like, she's like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like a bloody gored boar.
Yeah. I'll know when I see it.
Yeah, I'll know it when I see it. It's like porn. You know it when you see it.
And he loved that gorilla mask too. He was like, "We got a gorilla mask. I think we still have some in stock."
Yeah, he brought it up a lot.
I think we have one in stock. And then later he's just like, trying to be like, ooh, maybe one left
Yeah.
to try and entice her. And he's just like, look, everything that's fucking out is what we have.
Do you think what year did Dunstan Checks In come out? Do you think this was promotional?
I don't think he's really scary, though. Maybe it was Congo.
Oh,
that movie?
Congo.
That was
Yeah,
later
Michael
than this,
Crichton.
though. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
They were like, whoa, Jurassic Park was a real hit. Let's get some Congo
Yeah,
Oh,
going.
that's exactly what happens.
But Jurassic Park was actually the hit movie 2 months before this book, so there's no way Congo came out that close to
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Yeah.
Mr. Maskman is like, and then a phone rings. Who the fuck's calling him after closing on Halloween? My guess, it's probably someone being like, hey, are you still open? But my guess is it's just like the one person that he was supposed to like go out with that night. That's why he's wearing a cape. He's going as like Zorro or some shit.
Ooh.
He's so into it, and he's like, I'm finally gonna meet that girl. And then she called and canceled. And then he like opened a bottle of wine, and that's why he's still there at midnight because he never left work. He just cried and got drunk.
That's beautiful.
And that's why he sold this girl a haunted mask that's gonna kill her because he's so depressed.
I figured on the phone was the first mask that he ever made that got away, and now every year on Halloween night it calls him and taunts him.
They have
Hey.
phone sex.
Yeah.
Is this you pussy? Is this the mask? You fucking know it is. So anyway,
Is this the mask?
yeah, somebody.
Yeah, we have not made a Jim Carrey joke yet.
That's another podcast or thing I wanted to do where I wanted to make my own Criterion film collection.
Yeah, and
and
it's-
I'm like, for your approval, The Mask. And we watch The Mask, and like, oh, we watch it next week. I'm like, just show up for your approval. Napoleon Dynamite.
I thought you were going to say just strictly 1994 Jim Carrey films.
Well, this will be good.
It's just The Mask, Ace Ventura, and Dumb and Dumber.
Right.
I was
I'd like
gonna
to
say-
submit Liar Liar.
Cable Guy's good.
Cable Guy's fantastic.
yeah,
That's good.
It's good.
That was Ben Stiller's first directorial picture.
Oh,
First
really?
thing he ever directed, yeah.
The,
Unpopular decision or thought. Meet the Fockers and all those movies. Everyone's terrible.
Yeah.
yeah.
Watching Meet the Parents is one of the most discomforting experiences ever. And as a filmmaker, I actually kind of get off on making people uncomfortable. But like that kind of cringe comedy, I can't fucking stand it.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen it. In
Yeah, it's no
20
bueno.
years.
Yeah,
It sucks.
It's trash.
So we got to keep moving. I think we're probably
Nah.
You were probably like 45 minutes in at this
Yeah,
point.
sure.
yeah. So let's blow through. So she sees fucked up masks in the back.
Yeah.
They're all gooey, gross, and nasty. And
Cool
she sees-
descriptions of the mask.
Great. It's in my good description section because I'm all about them.
Yes, agreed. In this scene, can we talk about references to the end? Can we reference the end plot?
Yeah, everyone knows.
It's with what the reveal finally is, with what this is, the fact that he ever lets her leave this building with a mask, let alone for what, $20 or $30, is
yeah.
fucking bonkers.
Well, I think about it as that's why I'm saying he got some call that just disheartened him.
He's
with
like, I
shit.
fucking hate the world. I never
Yeah.
want to have kids. This is the woman who I was gonna have
And he's like,
kids
oh
with.
yeah, right.
She's broken my heart.
This girl's gonna, I'm closing. You're gonna come in and just, look around. Here, how about this? Cursed mask, get the fuck out.
Wait, no, okay, hold on. I figured it out. So I am confident that Cardi B's mom is having an affair. I'm
So
confident.
explain.
There's two
With
references.
Maskman?
Here's the thought. Maybe she was having the affair with Maskman.
Wow.
And she called and she broke it off and he's mad and that's why he let Cardi B leave with the evil mask.
Okay.
So, early, page 10, she meets her mom for the first time. Her mom is being so kind,
Magnanimous.
and loving, magnanimous. And then she touches Cardi B's hair and she goes, where'd you get this straight hair? Everybody else in our hair has curly hair. So why does she have straight hair? Because her mom fucked someone who wasn't
I
her
did
dad.
think about that.
Let's
She was like,
move
"What?
on.
Why are you so
let's move on.
different?"
Page 52.
Let's move on. I will not be taking questions
No,
at this time.
it's page 52. It's referenced that the dad is in Chicago.
Uh-huh.
Dad has been traveling a lot recently,
Yeah.
and Dad's in Chicago. And I bet Mom is fucking the Maskman, and that's why he gives Cardi B the mask out of spite.
Well, there
because
was
she just
that. What is
ended
it? Page 34, where it says, "I love a man in a good cape."
Yeah. Boom. That's some Electra shit right there. That's
Yeah,
great.
that's good.
Maskman is her father.
So we have straight hair, and we have dad in
Chicago. So the mom's cheating.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So she ends up leaving.
Quite a case.
I rest my case, close my book. No questions,
That's
please.
how it was. One thing that I remember from the episode actually that's different is that the man has like boils on his face. His face looks like it's kind of melting on one side.
Oh.
Toxic Avenger.
Okay.
It does look like it, but and that goes into the later story. But here he's just a normal guy.
Yeah. Although I will say she puts up a persuasive case. He says no like 7 times.
Yeah.
I love his case too because he can't say it's cursed, it's bad. She's like, I want that one. He's like, it's too scary. No, but I really want it. It's too scary.
Which-
I want a scary mask. Not this one's too scary.
It's too scary. He
Should
says
the
too
response
scary.
be, you're 11, get the fuck out of my store?
Right, yeah.
I'm calling the cops.
Because these are haunted magical demon heads.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
want your sweaty pocket money
Yeah.
for my magic faces.
And plus, how old is she? $30. A lot of that's in quarters, so
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
like, fuck that. So she leaves with the mask,
Goes home.
goes home, puts it on. Mom's like, let me see your old duck costume.
Disrespects her mother, throws her fucking coat on the ground. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Which just makes her even hornier for masks.
Yeah, weird.
Well, first person she wants to scare is Noah, right? Because he tried to like, bash her head into the wall as a duck.
No, he
Yeah.
did.
And then but then she tries to get it back. That's the next major plot point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I thought that she was going to walk in on him jerking off. I thought that was what we were going to see.
Isn't he younger than her?
He's like 11.
That's
Start
fair.
rubbing it on stuff, right?
Yeah, that's
It's-
fair.
At that point.
I used to watch definitely scrambled porn, but then on the E channel they used to air like Howard Stern.
yeah, late at night, and they'd blur
Yeah.
out the boobs.
Yeah.
And then in the commercials, they would have like the commercials for Girls Gone Wild where they'd blur out
Yes.
the boobs.
So
Yeah.
that was perfect.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Also now I've thought about that recently, and I'm like, it is so fucked. It's so fucked that people still listen to him or respect him.
Oh, yeah.
Or, like-
he's a piece of trash.
And because you watch the show and he's like, yeah, it's a radio show. Anyway, bring in the topless women.
Yeah.
It's like insane.
Yeah, it's just, I'm going to be a disgusting goblin.
Disgusting. Yeah, Goblin is great. Yeah.
He's a goblin.
Jesus.
But I was pretty sure that she was going to walk in on her brother jerking off. And
Yeah.
then she walks into his room, and she's 11, 12. He is her younger brother. Wall covered in heavy metal band posters.
Right.
Yeah, bunch of heavy metal
Well,
bands.
that's a theme we get.
Dave and I always try to surmise, like, what are these bands? It's
Or
like
what-
Guns N' Roses,
Or
right?
what does R.L. Stein think kids listen
Exactly.
to?
That's what it boils down to.
Metallica. I think it's definitely either like Metallica, Iron Maiden,
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses. It's 93.
93.
What's playing on the top 40 that's a metal band?
That he
Quote,
thinks a
metal
kid would
band.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this time,
Kiss.
could be Nirvana.
So it's not like
Yeah, Kiss.
Opeth. You know?
Yeah.
So she scares the shit out of him, and the thing that scares him the most is that her voice is deep and raspy.
Yeah, that was genuinely creepy. I like that was a shift that it made.
Yeah. That's scary throughout the book, I think.
Yeah.
So scares the shit out of her, and he's like, "Where'd you get that? Oh my god!" And then she leaves the house and goes to Sabrina to she heads to Sabrina, but she needs a plan
She needs a plan.
To scare the
to
boys.
scare the shit out of them.
Yeah.
So she decides to take a broomstick, and when she's done pulling it out of her brother's ass, she just thoroughly scared.
Yeah.
She puts her head on it.
Which is a smart move. That's spooky.
It is.
Creepy
Plaster
face
Paris
with
head.
another person's head.
Yeah,
That's,
it's
yeah,
fucked
that's
up.
super spooky.
It's very tribal and
I will say when she goes out, there's some interesting parts of his writing where he kind of just there's paragraphs of her deciding to think. Mm-hmm. Where she's like, maybe I should think about this thing because if I thought about that thing, it would tell me this.
Yeah.
And it's kind of insane.
The narrative is circuitous sometimes because, and Dave and I have talked about this, where especially in the last book, you notice it a lot. It's third person, but it's like first person. Because
Yeah.
it's a lot of like, I should do this, Carly Beth thought. And as
Yeah.
long as you punctuate it with Carly Beth thought, then you have a third person book. But most of it is like first person.
It
so
is
it's
weird.
like, it's blended and it doesn't always work.
It's very strange.
But yeah, so she does that. She goes over to Sabrina's. Sabrina's like, "What are you doing? You look horrendous." And she's like, "Cool, that's the point." They go trick-or-treating. Does anything happen before they split up? Not really, right? She's being a...
Oh no, it does. This is a really big plot point. She thinks she sees Chuck and Urkel.
Yeah.
And she jumps out and scares the shit out of two little boys.
Strangers.
And she's very aggressive, and she yells.
That's horrific.
Yeah, she yells at the mom and stuff. The mom's like, "Why are you scaring my children?"
And then she's like, "I'm going to double down."
Yeah, she says, "Go away," which is the R.L. Stein equivalent of "fuck off."
Fuck off. Yeah, 100%.
So she gets pretty. It's in italics and it's capped.
And then she puts a V up to her mouth and wiggles her tongue at the mom as she walks over.
And she says, "Kiss forever, baby."
More like that. She says she gets down into a pose to pounce like an animal.
Oh,
And she says her anger raged throughout her chest. Her entire body was trembling. She felt about to burst. I'm going to...
Pisses on the ground.
Isaac was right. It's
This
piss.
is a point where I was like, holy shit. It says, in italics, I'm going to tear this woman apart.
Yeah, it is
Carly Beth
sexual.
decided.
So
Sexual.
Isaac's on a roll. He's like, first, number one, piss. Number two, sexual.
Yeah, little girl pissing on the ground,
But-
fucking
well,
some
then-
kid's mom.
Well, then right after that, it says, I'll chew her to bits. I'll tear her skin off her bones. Furious
Yeah.
thoughts raged through Carly Beth's mind. She tensed her muscles, crouched low, and prepared to pounce.
Very sexual.
Very sexual.
And then the kids, it's to the point where the mom's like, you're so rude. And the kids are like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
we
like,
need to
Mom, we
leave."
need to go.
But like just
Which
that-
is actually kind of a great moment of these kids being like, oh no, like we need to go. Like
Yeah.
this person is being a
Clearly,
shithead.
she's
Yeah.
a lunatic. A lot of the descriptions, that's a good testament to all the descriptions of the mask and the mask sort of clouding Carly Beth's mind.
great.
The descriptions are animalistic.
Yeah.
It's always like snarling and growling.
And I think he does a good job of almost like kind of showing her surprise at her own thoughts.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it's like, you know, like Spider-Man and the symbiote or something
Yeah,
like that. And
as these
I
things
like that.
blend,
Yeah.
and you start to. This is a familiar story where you start to become the thing that you detest.
Yeah, but you know, and feeds off of her anger and
Yeah.
that's great.
And so we say she, of course, leaves because Chuck and Steve are late.
Yep.
So they're going to meet up with them later. They're walking, and the whole time, Sabrina's just like, me. I'm Catwoman. My dress broke off.
Yeah.
And then at one point, Cardi B just fucking snaps. She says, shut up. All exclamation
Yeah.
points screaming. She snarled. Then, with an angry howl, she grabbed Sabrina's throat with both hands and began to choke her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super violent.
Yeah.
Like physically assaulting your friend.
Really insane, really fucked up, and then what a rebound, because it's like ha ha ha.
I meant it as
was
a
a
joke.
joke. Yeah,
I
It's like,
have that
what?
written down. Get it? You know?
Yeah.
Isn't it funny when you can't breathe?
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't it funny when I attack you?
Every time you see your bruised windpipe, you'll
Yeah.
get a quick chuckle.
My friends and I used to kick the shit out of each other when we were kids, and not once did anybody strangle the other one. That is horrifically violent.
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
looking someone in the eye as they die.
That's
violent.
just you're going right to it. You're like, now's the time for you to end.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that happens. She leaves.
And then quickly, right after that, escalates all of her shenanigans up to theft. Scares people and takes their bags of candy.
You forgot the one creepy thing that happened where she's still with Sabrina and they like their costumes so much that this lady invites them into her house to see the
right.
grandmother.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, no. Right? Or
Well, no,
doesn't
they
she-
go in.
They go in, but
Oh.
they don't talk about it.
They don't talk about it. She goes into somebody's house and then they get apples and she's like, give me your fucking apples, Sabrina.
Oh,
and she starts
right.
pelting the house with them.
Yeah. I understand that emotion.
And the
actually.
guy comes
Genuinely,
out-
I was a candy boy. I didn't want that.
Yeah.
Fucking apples.
You're my candy boy.
Yeah.
But I love that the guy walks out of his house and he's like, he put his arms up and stared at them.
He was like,
You can
"What's
tell
the
he was
big idea?"
I imagine him
Yeah,
being
that's
in
what
like
he
a.
says.
Yeah.
I imagine him being in a robe and boxer shorts.
Yeah.
He's like, I thought we were cool.
It's poop again.
Yeah. The fuck, dude?
He called the shit poop. Anyway.
So she
Billy
runs
Madison.
away. She runs up to Chuck and Steve, and they're like, "Cardi B, is that you?" She's just like, "No, this is her. Look what you did. This is her fucking head."
She's Batman.
and the head talks to them.
Yes. So, and this is something where it's interesting because Carly Beth always thinks that she, there's like a trick of the light or something like that. Like she's scaring herself, and she believes this narrative that she is like this scaredy cat. So, but this sort of blends the worlds where it's like, did that just happen? It's like the other kids see it.
Yeah, I'm still not sure if I even understand what the fuck happened there.
Yeah, I think so. The mask is obviously sort of taking over Carly Beth. I think that she is the purity of Carly Beth is in that head,
And that was I have a different thing that I would reference in our Spooks and Scares, but that helped me was one of the most bone chilling parts of the book, and it really I found it affecting. Like when they look up and see the mouth just saying "help me," like that's really super creepy.
Yeah,
Even with the limited CG and shit they have for the movie, still really helpful because it's got this like voice where it's like "help me,"
Oh geez.
and they're like, "Holy!"
It just makes me think in what is the Alien Resurrection? The clones of Sigourney Weaver just like kill me.
Oh yeah,
She just like
no.
burns them all to death.
that was J.J. Abrams, right?
No, it was Joss Whedon. Wrote
That was Joss
script.
Whedon.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
fucking sucks that movie.
Yeah, they changed the entire second half of it,
It sucks.
but he got sole writing credit. It was weird. I don't. There's only one Alien movie that I genuinely dislike, and it's Alien Covenant. Every other one I like. I like 3. I like 4. I like Prometheus.
I don't like Resurrection, so I don't like. Anyway,
Resurrection has Ron Perlman in it, so I like it. I love Ron Perlman.
I don't know why people give 3 hate. It's fun.
3 is fun.
Prison.
Yeah.
There's dogs.
Charles Dance. Boom.
It's good. Anyway, so she scares the living shit out of them to the point where they're like crying and they run.
yeah,
And she steals their candy
Yep.
and puts it into her candy.
yep.
We learn, bitch doesn't even like candy.
Yeah. Who
Yeah.
gives a shit? She's
It's Halloween currency and she's winning.
Yeah.
yeah, very capitalist message behind this. That's,
Yes.
I don't want to spend it. I just want to have it.
Yeah.
So she goes back to Sabrina's house. She finds her again, and they're sitting down to take a look at all their candies, and they're chilling.
Also, quickly, when she's scaring the shit out of them, she says the term, "Your heads will adorn my stick."
Oh, yeah.
That is gnarly.
It is.
Yeah. It's
That
fucked
is
up.
horrific.
It's also, I'll just go to it now. That's under my bad writing section because there are a few instances in this book where it's like kids don't talk this way. And
I got a couple of those.
yeah, adorn is definitely one of
Yeah.
them. But
Sorry to interrupt you.
no. But that's, I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah. But so she's back at Sabrina's or Selena's or...
Yeah, Selena, who died. Rest in peace.
But did she finds Chuck and Steve first, right?
Yeah, well, that's what just happened.
Yeah,
She scared the shit out of
she
them.
scared the shit
Oh,
out of
that's
them.
right.
And then
And
the
it
mouth
was
said,
over
"Help
her
me."
head.
Yeah.
And then she left her face. She
Yeah,
saw her face say, "Help me," and then she left it in a bush.
Yeah.
She just
To
ran
be
away.
fair, I'd be like, yeah, fuck that. I'm done with that. I don't know what kind of plaster of Paris my mom uses.
Yeah.
But that's your face.
Yeah.
That's
She doesn't
weird.
know that. So this is before she realizes that the mask line is gone. The mask goes down from her neck into her neck. There's no separation anymore.
Yeah.
And is that also where she has the line of where she sees herself and says that those are not my
Those aren't my
eyes?
eyes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great
great, really spooky.
It is spooky.
Yeah, those are not my eyes.
The claustrophobia of that scene plus the not my eyes thing.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah. Because it's like, and Sabrina does not help. She's like, oh, it must be so hot in there.
Yeah.
She's like struggling to rip it off.
Yeah, and it's not like she's doing a good job of keeping it from Sabrina. She is
Yeah.
my face is stuck on.
Yeah.
And then she runs away and her response is, "You forgot your coat." Not, "Hey, what about your face?"
This is a really important part, but I think the overarching plot and the overarching just like the symbolism of the story, the not my eyes. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But so she runs out, goes back to Maskman's
Yeah.
to see her real dad, and he's of course there because he got stood up by her mom, which now is canon because you said it.
because her
And
duh.
this is where we learn that plot drops.
Yeah.
Which
Weird.
what the fuck?
So, yeah, the mask owner, the mask shop
They're
owner.
not masks.
They're not masks. But the mask shop, there are masks in the store.
Yes.
The mask shop owner knows why she's back and just says, like, listen, I can't help you. We can't take it off.
But it's also like, if he knew that this thing would get stuck on her face, why did he take $30 for it and just fucking give it to her?
he was like, "All right,
if he had
fuck
been
you."
scorned by her cheating mother.
Well, I think Yeah, other than she was persistent. I don't know.
I don't know. It seems insane that if you have something that is like inherently, it's not haunted. It's not a mask. I have haunted Frankenstein-esque heads that I just had a passion for making heads.
Yeah. Also, how?
Yeah, how do you just make heads that come to life
Yeah.
and flow?
Well-
It's like they try to make it scientific, but it's the whole thing is that it's spooky and supernatural. But then they try to make it scientific, but the scientific part makes no.
So the idea
sense
of
at
it,
all.
and I think they flesh it out a little bit more in the show, is that he tried to make them beautiful. He tried to make these faces. So it was
Yeah.
like a very vain attempt to create
better.
something
I
that
like that
existed.
more.
And that's why he had like the marks on his face. Because he's been wearing these faces, but slowly,
Okay.
the more you try to do this, and the more you try to be somebody else, that's where you find your true ugliness. And I think the whole point where if you say, even if it's not a mask that she's wearing, this plot is not about a haunted mask or anything. It's about her pretending to be somebody who she's not.
Yeah.
Well,
And it's
I
about
certainly agree with
bullying
that.
to the point where it's like people are so terrible to you and they treat you in this way. And if you know, it's
Perpetuate
like
the cycle.
exactly, you're going to become exactly that, to the point where she goes out and she does this fucked up shit to all these people. She scares strangers. She ruins people's night. She steals candy. She gets revenge on those people, but it's not enough. She wants more. But then she comes back home. She doesn't feel any better for it, and she doesn't even recognize herself. But
True.
like, this is the person she is.
Yeah.
Agreed. I love all that. I'm just wondering if this man knew that this was a head that would consume you and take your face. Why would he give it to a little girl for
Yeah.
$30?
That's fair.
Because it could
That's
go the
insane.
other-
That
could go
means
the other
that
way.
The only answer is no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was just like, yeah, I fucked up. I knew you were going to be back.
Yeah.
So he tells her, the only way, well, if you want to...
No.
A symbol of love.
Eventually, yeah, he says like you have to fight it with a symbol of love.
Which is nonsense.
And it's so, that's what's frustrating. He's so cagey about it. And she's like, well, what does that mean? He's like, unfortunately, I can't say. It's like, why the fuck couldn't you say? Just tell me, like...
Another thing that I think was the episode did well is the reason he's not saying that is because these masks now are alive and cursed and like full of demons.
Yeah.
So like as he tries to explain away how to beat them, they start getting like grumpy and cagey, and then they attack. And he's like, when they come to life, he goes, "Save yourself," and they like beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
they do.
So he's like a slave to them.
Yeah.
That's why I think he can't say anymore, because like it's kind of like they're right in front of him and they're listening.
Well, they do come. Yeah, they do start to. She gets really upset, right? So she's like screaming in the mask, and that's when they start to percolate and come to life. And
Yeah.
Eventually, they fucking float up
They
off
become
the shelf,
floating monster heads
and
that
they
chase after her.
They chase her right out of the store.
That's scary.
Wait, and we're forgetting the super key plot point that yes, a symbol of love can take the mask off, but only once.
Yes,
Only
right.
once
And then
can a symbol of love take the mask off. And if it ever got put on again, which obviously has nothing to do with what's happening here,
Yeah.
but I'm going to point out, if it ever got put on again,
Yeah,
it can never be taken off.
right.
Oogity boogity.
I think it comes down to everyone can make their mistakes,
Right.
but the people that love you are the people that can give you that second chance. But it's to the point where it's like, if you can fuck up so bad and people will be there for you, but the more you fuck up, if you try to be this person, then sooner or later you're gonna ruin all the trust that you've built.
It's true, and she has a lot of, her mom and her brother sucks, but, her mom loves her a lot, and her dad is, feeling slighted, but I'm sure that he still wants to be there for the children.
So
Okay, he'll see her on the weekends.
Yeah.
she
More
is.
than she sees him now anyway.
She's just running at this point. She doesn't.
Which is great. That
Yeah.
it's I think the sequence of her running,
Yeah.
it's like a couple of paragraphs of just describing her moving through.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those things where I realized I hadn't taken notes in a while because I was just reading it.
Yeah.
Which is nice. That's how you know it's good writing,
Right.
if you're just reading it,
And she has this thought eventually, like I had this head that my mom gave me, and I threw it off to the side. I don't know where it is, but if I could track it down, maybe that could be my symbol of love.
Yeah, because
Right.
Mom said, you can make anything in art class. Why'd you make my head?
Yeah.
Because I love you.
Because
Right.
she loves her, because she's a sweetheart.
Yeah. Good old Cardi B.
So she finds it eventually. This is the part where I was sort of surprised that she was able to do this, but she can actually put on the head. So she puts it on over her mask.
Right.
And to her surprise, first of all, not only do all the masks that were floating after her go away, they totally disappear, but she can feel some air on her neckline where the mask is. And so she's able to take that off. And I lived vicariously. I was like, oh, what a relief. Just like this cool air.
Yeah, that it
rushing
was
to your
well
face.
described. Yeah, I like
Well,
that a lot.
as we learned from you, closed in spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
So-
fun.
No.
No fun at all.
I do not like MRIs.
Oh, I love them.
Really?
I feel like it's going into
Fucking
one of those
freak.
sleeping sound machines.
The ceiling is right.
Yeah.
I'm
For
fine with
the
it.
listeners, I have my hand against my face.
Yeah, because you go in and it's just like where, and I'm like, nice.
Yeah, I went.
I hate that.
It was 45 minutes for them to do this, and you get headphones normally that have music. And he was
I
like,
never got that.
"We have the headphones, but unfortunately the music's broken. So just listen to the sounds." I was like, "Okay."
I love the sounds.
My body
White
just
noise.
can't sit. I start like spasming because I'm sitting still so much, and I can't.
Yeah,
handle
it's
MRIs.
crazy.
But
get
I'm also a
comfy.
freak who I like needles and I like heights.
You like
I like
needles?
getting
is
blood
the stance
drawn.
you're
Yeah,
taking.
I like getting blood drawn.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys.
I
So
think we have
much,
to
you gotta
end the
get
episode.
the pressure out.
Nothing.
So,
nothing quite like being reminded that you're just a sack of meat.
Sobering.
Yeah.
Yeah, really humbling.
Sober sack of meat.
So I am not a sober sack
So-
of meat.
Definitely not. So I don't think any of us are. And so she goes home and she's like, Mom, everything was fucking nuts. I fucking threatened to eat a girl's skin and such.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, where's your duck costume? She's like, not important, Mom. And Mom's just like, I'm just happy you're here. I didn't know where you were. Let's just talk and shit. And then, like, all of a sudden they hear something coming from the hallway, a raspy voice. Well, bitch, Noah's just like, look at me, I'm wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, and fuck Noah.
Yeah. And the
His
funny
fucking
thing,
face.
Noah's gonna be like that forever. Do you know how I know
Yeah.
why? But I know because Mom can make anything, and she made Cardi B because she loves her.
Yeah, and she does not.
Didn't
love
make any
Noah.
Noah shit.
Yeah, that's
He's
true.
not
Noah
gonna
reminds her too much of his dad, and she needs
Yeah.
distance from that.
either that
gonna
or
send
he's
him to
gonna be a
Chicago.
cockroach for the rest of his life because that's the closest to love he can find.
It's gonna be like Kafka's Metamorphosis.
Yeah. All right,
and yeah, that's
our
the book. That's the little cliffhanger. Which isn't there a sequel to Haunted Mask?
There are dose sequels.
Do they
there's
reference
actually-
the fact that Noah's face is, I'm assuming, doomed?
Well, I don't know if they go into that. I haven't read it in a long time, but there's technically 4. There's the Most Wanted Haunted Mask and what is it? The Scream of the Haunted Mask in Horrorland.
Mm-hmm.
So there's multiple.
Wow.
But in the main series, there's Haunted Mask 1, 2, and 3.
Nice.
So we'll get to them.
Yeah,
Get to them.
I believe you.
So now it's the point where we do our good reading or bad writing.
Okay.
Our good reading, our good writing, bad writing. So
Yeah, good stuff. What did you guys like? What stuck with you?
Page 75, there's this moment when she is waiting to scare Chuck and Urkel, and she has this thing of
Urkel.
I'm going to jump out at them, and they're going to laugh at me, as they always do. They're going to laugh and say, oh, hi, Carly Beth, looking good, or something like that. And then they'll tell everyone in school how I thought I was so scary, and they recognize me immediately and what a total jerk I am, and everyone will have a good laugh at my expense. I think that really... the anxieties and the social stresses of middle school, of just constantly, like... thinking something is a good idea and feeling excited by it, and then immediately, like, since it's something that excited you, your immediate response is, everyone's gonna think I'm a fucking loser.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, I mean, I know it's a thing that I felt so much, and I thought that was like a really well written passage that really kind of connected with a believable emotion for that age. That constant thought of, like, no matter what I do, everyone's gonna think that I suck.
Yeah, it's still relatable, right? That's the primary fear behind any kind
really
of, like,
I was really happy with that.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, we can go person by person. What else? you
Oh,
got?
sorry. I just jumped in.
No. You
No,
should.
that's what. yeah.
109 when she's being chased by the heads, as dumb as I think the being chased by the heads thing is, there's there's the line of referring to it as a ghoulish parade.
Yeah.
And I really liked that term.
Yeah.
I really liked ghoulish parade. And then there's the scene, I guess what I was saying earlier, of her when she's running back to her house, and the it's kind of dead leaves swirled at their feet, the bare trees bent and shivered, and stuff like that. It's really nice energy of her running through town, and it covers the geography of the town nicely, and you're in her head, and it was a moment where I really forgot that I was reading, and I really loved that.
I agree. I think in general the caliber of the writing in this book is good. The description of the night, all that stuff is great.
Yeah. He gets a little too on the nose, like I was joking earlier. If he does such a beautiful job of describing a creepy night and then says, what a creepy night.
Right.
But he also does a great job of describing it, and maybe for a kid reading it, the kid's going to read it and going to feel that satisfaction of arriving at that same thought process. You know, I felt like it's creepy, and they say that's so creepy, and they're like, I'm feeling that too.
Yeah.
You know,
that's an RL thing.
We talk a lot as like writing. We did a lot of writing in college, so we went for it. It's like show, don't tell.
Right.
R.L. Stein does both.
Yeah, he shows and then tells it.
Yeah. He's
but
like,
he
by the way, that means it's
does a good job of does a good job of showing.
Yeah.
Cool. What else?
I'd like to think that he, gave, maybe if he's not, dejected by her mother, maybe he just gave her the mask because she was being super annoying and he thought that she deserved it.
Yeah.
And what was the other thing that had... when she had her mask, when she was, like, at the end, when she was convinced that the mask was not coming off, I think it's page 109 in my book... bent into the wind, she ran past dark houses and empty lots. It must be too late, she realized. It must be very late. Too late. The words flashed into her mind. Too late for me.
Yeah.
That's like... That's really... I like
that's
that.
Some doom.
Yeah, that's some doom, and I liked it. I like that a lot. So, I think that this was genuinely a very well-written book. I have, like... a couple little beefs and jokes about stuff like that, but but as would be for an adult reading a kid's book. But no, I think that he really is affecting and describing every scene that is her feeling the world closing in around her is done really, really well.
Yeah, more good than bad.
Oh, right. Way more.
I have longer good list than bad list.
Do you want to go through your good?
Sure. I think the writing is better right away, as I've said, and as Isaac has said. So page 1. What are you going to be for Halloween? Sabrina Mason asked. She moved her fork around in the bright yellow macaroni on her lunch tray, but didn't take a bite. It's just like an interesting detail. It doesn't need to be there, and it's not over-explaining. I like, while I'm talking about descriptions, the... Isaac is touching my leg right now. For the listeners, I'm enjoying it. I love the Halloween town vibes that I'm getting from the book. And on page 52, it says, it had become a clear, cool night. A pale half moon rose low over the bare trees. Fat brown leaves swirled around her ankles as she headed to the sidewalk. Her head, which she had on a stick at this point, bobbed and bounced on her broomstick as she ran. The house on the corner had been decorated for Halloween. Orange lights ran across the top of the stoop. 2 large, smiling pumpkin cutouts stood beside the doorway. A cardboard skeleton had been propped up at the end of the front walk, and she expresses her love for Halloween. I just think he does a good job creating this. I also just want to point out on the next page, page 53, it says, last year Steve had slipped a very real looking rubber rat into her trick-or-treat bag. When Carly Beth had reached into the bag, she felt something soft and hairy, and I just want to stop it there. And I really don't even have to say anything. The joke writes itself. I think there's good writing here. Like, there's good rhythm in some of the descriptions that he has. Like, on page 32, he says something made her breath catch in her throat, rather than just saying like, I gasped. Yeah, something like that.
I uttered a harsh cry of alarm.
Yeah, although there is an O of surprise in this book. I think it's foreboding that the shopkeeper says on page 38, "You will be sorry." That has some weight to it. I think that's most of my good.
Nice.
What do you got?
So one thing, it's a bad thing that I have. They talk about the Carpenter Mansion, which I was praying was a John Carpenter reference. Because I actually believe it was a John... it's probably a John Carpenter reference because I think this book really plays a lot to Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
Season of the Witch, good movie.
Great movie. And I think this movie plays a lot, so that there's a Carpenter Mansion is cool.
Yeah, it's
but
nice little...
I think they don't really go into it. So if it's not a John Carpenter reference, it's bad. If it is, best part of the book.
Yeah,
John
well
Carpenter is my favorite person ever.
Yeah.
I got my Big Trouble in Little China tattoo. My favorite movie.
Yeah, he's made some of the greatest films ever made.
The Thing, They Live,
Escape
Halloween,
from New York, Halloween,
Escape from New
Big
York,
Trouble in Little China. Yeah,
He is.
Did you ever see his Master of Horrors episode that was called Pro-Life about
yes,
Ron
yes.
Perlman laying siege to an abortion clinic?
I've
It
never
is
seen it.
a girl is raped by the devil and she's trying to get it aborted, but her Catholic father doesn't want her to.
Jesus.
It is
It's insane.
insane.
And also, John Carpenter basically just does concerts now where he just like plays the themes to his
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, I
Because he's an
didn't hear
amazing
Dances and shit.
musician.
Yeah, he's awesome.
yeah.
Anyway, so I really love that. I love that they said it was a weed-choked lawn.
I love that line.
Really awesome. I said there was a really good Halloween description, which is the one that you said is funny because they said it was creepy.
Yeah.
I wrote the same one
But
down.
it's really well written.
On page 32, I really liked that they're in the mask shop. They say 24 empty eye sockets stared blindly at Carly Beth. She gaped in horror at the distorted, deformed faces. I thought that was really cool. A lot of times they talk about these holes in the masks and there's no eyes, there's nothing there, but they are staring and they are personified, which is great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that the masks behind the door were really good.
They're amazing.
One mask had long,
yeah.
stringy yellow hair falling over the bulging green forehead. A hairy black rat's head poked up from a knot in the hair. The rat's eyes gleaming like two dark jewels. The mask beside it had a large nail stuck through an eye hole. Thick, wet-looking
Yeah.
blood poured from the eye down the cheek. Chunks of rotting skin appeared to be falling off another mask, revealing gray bone underneath. Enormous black insects, some kind of grotesque beetle, poked out from between the green and yellow decayed teeth. We actually, when we went to a tour, which we posted before this, we went and hung out with the Graveyard Gallery, Adam, and he
Nice.
showed us how he made the spit and like the eye and everything.
Yeah.
So, a lot of cool different techniques to get these looks to the point where it is practical, but it's eerie in this setting.
Right,
yeah.
And you can tell that even if these weren't real faces, they're done very well. I love the description of the mask because we all know the mask, and when I think about it, I think of the one from the episode
Yeah, I do too.
or the front of the book.
Yeah.
But this is the description of the mask we know. So it had a bulging bald head. Its skin was putrid yellow green. Its enormous sunken eyes were an eerie orange and seemed to glow. It had a broad flat nose smashed in like a skeleton's nose. The dark-lipped mouth gaped wide, revealing jagged animal fangs. So that was cool. I say that building the tension when she's attacking the kids and the mom's like, "Hey, who do you think you are?" And
Yeah.
she's like, "You better leave, lady."
Yeah.
That was awesome. The description when the head speaks is
So good.
really
So
creepy.
good.
On 92, I think RLS did a good job describing a Lovecraftian madness. When she's talking about like, "Those aren't my eyes," Carly Beth wailed. "My eyes don't look like that. Try to calm down," Sabrina urged softly. "Your eyes, they're not mine, Carly Beth cried, ignoring her friend's plea for calm. "Where are my eyes? Where am I, Sabrina? This isn't me in here." Like, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. Where
Real
am
good.
I?
Yeah.
She has a line at some point where she says, "I'm supposed to be me."
Yeah.
It's so good.
There's a helplessness there.
Yes, that's so just not knowing what to do.
Panicking, yeah.
Oh man, it's really nice.
And this, I think, is one of the thesis statements of the book, and maybe something that RLS, because this, something we actually didn't discuss. Two things big about this book, I'm surprised I didn't say it, is that this book's actually based on a real story where R.L. Stine couldn't get his son Matt's mask off after Halloween, after trick-or-treating. So it was a very claustrophobic moment where they had to cut him out of the mask because it was stuck. And he's like, what if we never got it off? That's where the book came
Yeah.
from. Also, Tim Jacobus, this is his niece on the front cover. He had her
really?
model it, and he just painted the photo of her.
That's cool.
I once got a basket stuck on my head when I was a child.
Did you become the
Really?
basket? And you're
I
like, it's
became
not
the
me.
basket,
I'm the
yeah.
basket
You're
now.
a Wicker Man?
Yeah, I am the Wicker Man.
Got it.
But this, I think, is really cool. It's when they're talking about the masks. It says, these are not masks, they're faces. He explained, real faces. I made them. I created them in my lab. Real faces. But
Which
why are they
is
so
insane.
ugly? They weren't ugly in the beginning, he interpreted. His voice bitter, his eyes angry. They were beautiful, and they were alive. But something went wrong. When they were taken out of the lab, they changed. My experiments, my poor heads were a failure. But I had to keep them alive. I had to. I think a lot of it, when he talks about these masks, it's like a parent.
Yeah.
looking down. I think a lot of this book has to be into bullying and sending your kid to school to kind of deal with these bullies and all this abuse.
Yeah.
So it's just like they weren't like that, but you know, everything from nature versus nurture. So,
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. And when the masks came to life, it was creepy.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
Cool.
So what about bad? I don't have that much.
Isaac, bad.
Bad. I genuinely, I think it was a very, very well written book. I think in page 3, dumb dialogue of even you, my best friend, in which it's like, how often
Pepper
do
that
you
in there.
refer to your best friend as your best
Yeah.
friend to let them know that they're your best friend?
Right, it's for our
Stuff like
benefit.
that, or like a couple pages later, she says, "Why on earth would I do something?" And it's like, no 11-year-old ever says why on earth. And there's a couple, same with, head will adorn my stick.
Yeah.
There's some of those things
She
that
says trembling in fright at one point.
Yeah. I don't know.
yeah, so I think that there's a couple times where it's really just kind of out of place as to the way that a person would talk at that age. But honestly, my biggest issue is just that the twist makes no sense.
Yeah, I did write the floating heads are dumb. but-
Yeah, I found the floating heads to be so silly, and I was like, this is just not the direction that I thought we were going in. It's just like, I made these monster heads.
Yeah.
It's very silly, and the descriptions of her terror during the chase of being chased by the monster heads, that's all very palpable, and I like that. But the plot mechanics I found to be nonsensical.
Yeah.
But the prose was good. On page 98, if I'll have another criticism, for some reason this strikes me as a silly sentence. Why was I so determined to be the scariest creature that ever roamed on Halloween?
Why did you think that was weird?
Yeah.
I ask myself that every day.
Why was I so determined to terrify Chuck and Steve? And I don't know, but just like the scariest creature that ever roamed on Halloween. And just, I was like, you're 11. Like when I was 11, I didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe I was a stupid 11-year-old, but
We all were.
Yeah.
All are. I actually like the flying masks because we haven't seen it yet.
sure.
Have you seen it in any other pop culture or any other horror movie?
Floating heads.
Floating masks, floating heads? I feel like it's so there, but I can't think of anything other than this. So So I'm like, whatever, it's new. I'm fine with it.
Sure.
But one thing that really pissed me off, there's a lot of pop culture references to different costumes. It's like, oh, there's E.T.
Yeah.
There's Peter Pan. There's a clown. And then
Yeah.
he's like, there's a mutant Ninja Turtle. And I was like, if you're gonna say it, say teenage mutant Ninja Turtle.
Let's get specific.
No one ever
motherfucker.
says, oh, mutant Ninja Turtle.
Yeah. Well, what age was the Mutant Ninja Turtle?
Were they 18 yet?
Another thing I hated on page 114 is when the master chasing her, he says, they moved quickly, surrounding her, eager to swallow her up.
Yeah,
And I'm
weird line.
Out of anything these masks can do to you, swallowing you is the least, because then you
Right.
would just fall out the bottom.
Right.
It was dumb. That was just dumb. Okay, that was all mine. Does anyone have any? You got more?
I think on page 17, it's Carly Beth's having a phone conversation here, and it says she picked up the receiver. Hello. Oh, hi, Sabrina. Yeah, I'm okay. It's like very unnecessary
Yeah.
for that to even be in there
At all.
I don't need to hear her side of the conversation. Just like she called Sabrina. On page 36, she says, "I am scaring myself."
Yep.
Like, just use the contraction, say I'm. Page 44, she says, yellow-bellied. Like a cowboy in the 1870s.
Like Marty McFly.
Yeah, strange. And then, I think there are some things she says that are out of character with a child, which is strange for
Yellow-bellied.
someone who writes children's books. Yeah. But that's really it. I just want to add that page 73, Steve is dressed as a homeless person, so fuck Steve.
Yep.
Because that's fucked up.
My high school, we were all allowed to dress up for Halloween.
Yeah.
And a group of guys every year would always dress up as homeless guys and sit in like the alcoves of the doorways of the hallways during like in between classes and like sit at the doors begging for change as homeless guys.
How is that allowed?
It was every year at my high school.
It's horrendous.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Wow.
Page 107, to pivot from the tone of that, I want to say that when they describe the masks that Carly Beth awakens, it says, fat, dark lips began to move, making wet sucking sounds.
I saw that. We got the wet sucking sounds returned from Monster Blood.
Yeah, that's
that's
hot.
It is hot, right?
Man, I love dark sucking lips.
Yeah. Podcast over. I'm too horny to continue.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah. No one look. All right. Are we moving to the end game?
Yeah, let's do the end game.
So I think we went over. I don't know what time it is.
Oh, it's 3 hours in by this point.
Ooh, I don't know if we should even cut this in twain, but we'll figure it the fuck
It's
out.
fine.
Whatever.
Yeah,
It's
it's
fun.
not
We're
that long.
enjoying it, and it's all
just cut out all the
great
parts.
content. It's all good content. That's what we're giving you, boys.
Let's
So,
do our Spook and Scare
let's
Best
do our
Dress
Spook and
alternate
Scare.
title.
Yeah.
Wait, we didn't do our song. Do you want to sing it this time?
What?
Sometimes we used to sing it. We'd be like, spook and scare.
You just make up the song.
Spook and scare. Spook and scare.
And alternate title. You gotta work that in.
All right.
And
Jesus.
Very good. Very good.
You're a musician.
Yep. That's what you get, dude. Robots.
So
Look me up.
what's your number one spook and scare?
My number one spook and scare is page 35 going into 36 when she has snuck into the back room and him approaching her. The way he keeps saying I'm sorry at her.
That's an RLS trope.
Yeah, and I've always been a sucker for those, like, the reluctant I'm about to murder you apologies always creep me out.
Yeah.
And so, her heart pounded loudly in her chest. I'm sorry you saw these, the man said in a low, threatening voice. He took a step towards her, his cape brushed to the doorway. What is he going to do, Carly Beth wondered, uttering a horrified gasp. Why is he coming at me like that? I'm so sorry, he repeated, his small, dark eyes burning into hers. I'm so sorry you saw these because they are not for sale. But, like, at first, just that creepy him walking towards her, it spooked me out. Yeah, I thought that was really, really well done. And I just like that a lot. And then the other one we already talked about, just them looking up and seeing the mouth saying "help me." Was, freaked me
that's
out.
fucked up.
But yeah, that's my big spook.
Cool. Dave, what do you got?
Page 107 and 106, when the heads come to life before they start flying.
Yeah.
Just little things where, like, oh, she uttered a startled cry of horror as she saw the rows of faces all begin to move. Bulging eyes blinked, swollen tongues licked at dry lips, dark wounds began to pulsate.
Yeah, it's gross.
The heads were all bobbing, blinking, breathing. And then it goes apart. Fat, dark lips began to move, sucking noise. Crooked fangs clicked up and down. Just the clicking of teeth, which is something from the Hellraiser movies that bother me. Ugly, inhuman noses twitched and gasped air noisily. Just that they started, like, breathing, but, like, struggling for breath.
Yeah.
The heads, 2 long rows of them, throbbed to life. And the eyes, the blood-veined, bulging eyes, the green eyes, the sickly yellow eyes, the bright scarlet eyes, the disgusting eyeballs hanging by threads. They were all on her.
Yeah.
Run, you've awakened them, the store owner screamed, his voice choked with fear. Run, get away from here. Awesome.
Yeah.
And again, every now and then we get that Vincent Price, like, dialogue where he's like, the eyes. The blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing. Just the repetition, very, very effective.
Yeah, and the eyes focusing on her, that's fucked
Yeah.
up. I'm going to go with just her being unable to take the mask off. So, like, between pages 90 and 92, even before she sees her eyes that aren't her own and the stuff that we've talked about, just realizing, like, I'm having trouble getting this off and I'm starting to freak out.
Yeah.
She says, I don't care, Carly Beth exclaimed, tugging furiously on it. I really don't. I just want out. If I don't get this thing off me, I'm going to freak out. I'm serious. And sort of trying to calm her down. And then Sabrina says, like, there's no line. There's no line between the mask and your skin. There's no place to slip my hand in. And that's crazy. Just the whole thing.
For the audience, Isaac and I just winked at each other
In unison.
at the same time.
We had the same instinct.
Oh, boys. Yeah, so I think that plays into my claustrophobia fear. And
Yeah.
my fear of being hot.
Yeah.
Cha-cha-cha.
Closed hot spaces. Yeah.
Yeah.
No fun.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like a giant.
coffin in
all right,
hell.
so best dressed.
Should we all say it in unison?
All right.
1, 2, 3. Mr.
Shopkeeper.
Maskman.
The mom.
Oh, no.
Say it. Did she
Paint-stained gray sweatshirt over black lycra tights. That's fucking
Oh, that's hot. That is hot. Shit.
All right.
fucking sexy.
You know
All
what's
right.
hotter though?
The cape.
The cape. But the detail I loved on top of the cape is this.
Oh, I said the mom.
man in a
reminded me of
black
my
suit.
mom earlier, didn't I?
You did. Look, we're not going
That's
to dig
some
into this
bullshit.
Freudian
That's
thing.
fine.
Yeah.
I liked a man in a black suit staring out at her and a look of surprise on his face. He had shiny black hair parted in the middle and slicked down on his head.
Crispy
And a
Glover.
pencil-thin black mustache.
Yeah.
So it's John Waters.
John Waters. That's
Yeah.
what it looked.
And later on page 95, when Carly Beth is like, what can I do about this mask? How can I get it off? And she says, the man in the cape will know what to do.
Yeah.
Literally,
Story
she
of
says
my
that.
life.
Yeah. The cape is the biggest J-rag of them all, right? I think that's the hottest.
His brother's in the other thing.
You don't have a jerk cape?
Oh, man. All right, so very end, our alternate title. Isaac?
I don't really have one. I was trying to find
Make
a
it up
head
on the
shop.
spot.
I was trying to find a head shop joke, but
You got to make one up, buddy.
Welcome to the head shop. Whatever you got.
welcome to the face space.
No, that's good. See?
Facebook.
Matt,
Do yours, because I want to do my last because I feel like we're going to get hate mail about it.
nice. That's exciting.
I don't have one, so I'm going to say floppy ass skin face
All right.
book.
Mine is
Took a turn.
boring Columbine.
All right.
It's good when you bully somebody so much that they're like, you know what? I'm going to get revenge on you guys. I'm going to scare you all.
I'm going to magically erase my own face.
You think after she scared them, they blame Marilyn Manson?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Gus Van Sant
again,
made a
this
movie
is
about
coming
it.
out. This might be the day of, actually, or very close by. Coming up on March 30th, we're going to be at ZapCon in Wayne, New Jersey, doing our first live show. We're also going to have some merch. We may have shown it online already. We got some sick book bags, some canvas totes with
Hell yeah.
our art from Len Danovich on that. And then inside of every single one, what do we got?
Little blind bags.
And what are in those blind bags?
Blind people.
Blind people going back to Ghost Next Door.
Yeah.
Danny's mom. Yeah, we have a grab bag book, so you don't know what book you're going to get, but you're going to get a goddamn Goosebump book.
And it's not that you're just going to get modern ones. We have some nice modern ones, but we also have
have
vintage
vintage.
ones. We
Yeah.
scoured the internet. Some of my favorites, there's some really good books, and it'll be like Mrs. Johansson's 4th grade class. Like they're from libraries, they're
Yeah,
from
that's
classrooms, they're from kids' personal collections, and some are from Amazon because they sent me extra, and I'm just going to send you guys them. So there's a lot of good stuff in there. All bangers, of course. No Horrorland or weird stuff in there. They're
No.
all just really, really
not gonna
good
do you
classic
like that.
ones in our series. Yeah. So they're all original 62 for the most part. I think there's like a Hall of Fame one or something in there, but
Yeah.
it's all for you guys. We're gonna have a limited amount of those. Don't know what you're gonna get, and come say hi.
Yeah. Cool.
And
Isaac,
again, Isaac, what can we reach out for you? You have some buttholes going on.
is there anything you would like to plug at this time?
You want to plug your butthole?
I'd like to plug my bubble butt. No, it's I don't really have much in the way of social media or anything like that, but I don't know. Come out to the Lehigh Valley and we'll make some weird movies together. It's kind of what we do out there. But yeah, just watch out for Little Creek Productions and
How about Bubble Butt? Can they find that on Facebook to like? and
Not
keep
yet.
track of it?
We're making it accessible on Vimeo in the next couple months.
Nice.
I can let you guys know if you want to like tweet it out at that point. And yeah, if you're a fan of like horror film festivals, stuff like that, look for your local Bubble Butt.
Hell yeah.
But I don't really have much in terms of social media. So
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for being here.
It's
and
been
for
a
donating your
real
time.
honor. I loved getting in on the Goosebumps with you guys.
It's great to have
I'm a
you.
big fan, and I've liked having an excuse to come hang out.
Yeah, famously,
Oh, yeah.
we've mentioned on this pod that we've gotten some fun texts. You'll text me occasionally about the pod.
I mean, we talked about you on the podcast when you
The
called us. I think the words were "you are fucking children."
Yeah, and I meant it in the most positive way possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we get it. We take
took
it as a
that way.
compliment.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you can reach out to us in any way at Calling All Creeps Pod on Instagram is the best way to reach out to us. Again, Twitter is really the only place we just post when there's new episodes up. But we do new episodes every other Monday, twice a month, so expect more coming next week.
Hell yeah. Leave us a review. 5-star rate and review us on iTunes. And
Yeah.
we'll kill you on our show.
Yeah, we have one more person to kill. We have some other ones coming in, which we're very excited about. The one person who has not got one yet, if you're wondering, it's probably you, because we have to re-record you and re-kill you, so you're going to get technically 4. But
Cool.
all right,
That's it. Boo dudes to y'all.
it's snowing. All right,
Nah, it's fine.
it's yeah,
I'll take back roads home.
yeah, we'll be good. All right, guys,
Love you guys.
fuck off.
Yeah.
All right.
Eat shit.